Bayaphi?
Ngibazi.
I think everything is fine.
Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine.
And everything is recording there. That's why I audio pen.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know about taking the signs though. Probably
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, that's
We probably shouldn't be doing this podcast. Like,
There's been quite a few signs. But hey man,
the feds are
fuck
watching.
signs.
what is that kind of my friends? What was splish on the straight? On the splish
One
straight.
more.
Ah, shit.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, like for me, like, I mean, it just explained what life is. So we're watching a video right now that just explains the whole world, basically why everything is like this. I kind of loud.
Yeah, it's like extremely loud.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I think it's oh, I'm so wonderful.
One is him, Bele. Bele is one, you two.
I'm one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm-
yeah, very loud.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
You're one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Alright.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about
Yeah, you guys fiddled.
So now, like, we're watching this thing, seemed very dope. Basically, it was explaining the whole world, how everything started, how money started, how the bank started, how
Yeah,
the confusion in human beings started,
it's pretty interesting.
and it's in cartoons.
Mm.
So now we're just gonna be speaking about that.
What's the name of that?
I don't know what's the name of it, and now it's like I just stumbled across it.
Yeah.
Um,
It explains why you were here.
Yeah.
why we are here?
Yeah. No, like as in how everything got to
Oh,
this.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. The whole bargaining thing. And then dollars being made and stuff.
It's crazy.
The corona, the pandemic, it's driven by hate. The destructions, the bombing of places,
It's all planned out.
it's all planned out. It's all planned out.
It's really planned
I mean,
out.
for me, like, my biggest question was just like, oh, it's okay. I'm a human. I feel like why are we here? So you work and then
Then what?
Yeah.
So when you're going to the spiritual side of things, when you really read the books, like, we are not humans.
Mm.
Like, this is not all there is, ever. So that just justifies that. And even Mobuga lama movie, sci-fi, like, nabo lento ama aliens nezilwane
Oh, yeah.
yabo, I understand now, like, where this whole thing comes from. Yabo.
No, we're just passing by here.
Yeah, we're just
So-
passing by.
So like spiritually, you're passing by here, and on Earth, okay, you just happen to be human.
Yeah,
But
human form.
this is not a resting place. Like, this is not it. Siyadlula.
Yeah.
You know, we're passing by. So, like, yo,
They keep evolving in different forms.
and so it explains a lot of things why, okay, you shouldn't look at things in 3D. There's a lot of things going on in my head, but the system, okay, based on what we just watched, creates this illusion of ukuthi yonke into iphelela la, and it's all about just getting this money. And this thing just explained ukuthi imali is nothing. And it explains a lot of things now. It explains even the rat race phrase. Because we're just chasing. Which is very, very crazy. It goes into detail as to how the whole banking system started. So how back then it was obviously the barter trade, give me what I want, I'll give you what I have, you know, that type of trading.
Yeah.
Then now, so from that, someone wouldn't want a pie for your strawberries, for instance. So now trades couldn't happen there. So now there was a guy with gold, lots of gold, and he just decided, okay, fine. Why don't we use gold, since it's very valuable, to represent.
Nakona, he was teaching them that, like he made it as if everybody values gold.
Yeah. It wasn't a fact.
So
he
it
just
wasn't
told
a
them
fact.
that.
It gave gold value.
Yeah.
It was just a verbal agreement. Okay, gold is valuable now, so we can trade using gold.
Yeah.
Then just people started there, so that's where the whole gold thing started.
So it would basically be him. He would get like your pies and give you gold, and get your strawberries, whatever it is that you have. Give him whatever that he
wants.
have, and then you get gold. So when you have the gold, that means he owe you 2 golds, which is this and this and this. So that was the agreement. Nakona, it's like you'd come there and you'd get like a signed agreement of okay, I owe you, you owe me 2 golds, I owe you.
So what happened was, fine, like abantu would trade, would get gold, have gold, like now you have like 50 whatever golds. Then now there'd be a problem of thieves, like people would steal your gold or whatever. So now this one guy, which is a bank, decided, fine, I have a vault, I can keep your gold for you. And for every gold that I have in my vault, I'll give you a receipt, which is the actual money. And so now your money that you have represents the amount of gold that is in my vault. So what ended up happening, the guy printed more papers, which is the money, which is not equivalent to the amount of gold that is in the vault.
And it wasn't even money, like it was
Just an agreement.
I owe you thing.
And what ended up happening is this thing of inflation now. So money kept on getting weak.
No. Simply like people were getting greedy with it. They would just be like, something 2 pies. Got the 2 IOUs.
Sure.
Sizabelati 4. Like it was for no reason. It's just
but it was inflation, Angit.
They labeled it inflation.
As inflation,
To control that.
Yeah. Within the people were just like, now it's 6 IOUs.
It's a kupugi for no reason.
Yeah.
And so that guy just gives you a perspective of like what money actually is.
Which is
nothing. It's an agreement. It's just an agreement. You see the value in this piece of paper because someone said so. So that thing we just watched was really, really mind shifting towards this whole thing.
Yeah. For me, like the biggest thing I think my worry was that with it. I feel like, okay, like what's the point of being here, because now I know I'm gonna kill it now. Like I know I'm gonna get everything I want. I know it's gonna happen, but like I'm searching for a bigger thing. Because then like better. Why would you bring us on Earth type of thing? So when I understand, no matter when I'm being reincarnated, whatever, like I don't come in human form. I don't come in because I understand it on a spiritual level now. In this universe, where are we in this universe? And we're like, what are we? When you say what's the humans are energy, like what's the? Because for me, it's just like lentilem. We can't take half of it. When you get to see the truth, which is all these things with the banks and shit, is that I have yoda. That is half the truth. The rest of the truth, it's interlinked. It's interlinked. So you can't say the way that they're telling us to break down the system. The spiritual side of it that they're saying is like, I'm not sure. Because it comes together. It comes together. So it's just like shit.
But they don't want to connect it.
Yeah, they don't want to connect it.
It gives them away with who they actually are.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to know.
So more conspiracy,
The attention is shifted away.
Yeah.
it's really, really shifted away.
And the thing about it, I had to I read a tweet by Elon Musk. It's study civilization, how people got here, how like where this thing actually started. And when you follow history, this is how you're gonna get to this thing was just a stupid agreement that failed, that people just got lost in. And then when you follow the whole thing of was okay, then in current situation, the current world, there's a federal bank that we all are aware of that can print money.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like for what?
Basically,
like how can you get certain people to print money?
Yeah.
A certain group of people that were associated with your history as well. So they're the ones, and lentally it's just like, okay, fine. They have created a thing. They get to create money for the government.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're making us fight for into engeko.
And the fact that the people printing the money is like a private bank. When something is private, truth pillar, it's owned by certain people.
Yeah,
so
and it has to be owned by
yeah.
certain people. Like that's the only way for money to come from. Like someone has to benefit.
Yeah.
It's not like God just threw money and be like, be fair to each other.
No. It was created by someone, and that system that was developed very well by a group of people. So those people run the world.
Yeah. So like, Futhi, going back to Lento Shoyo Guti, then why are we here? Because if you look at how the people printing the money lend the money to the government with interest, and the government basically we will be taxed on that money. So basically we are the ones who are paying back the money to the people who are printing the money. Right. So now basically you look at all this in every single like level. You can be a millionaire of some sort, you can be at the bottom of the scale, you still within this thing
system.
It's just that you found ways of having more money than like tax, but you do get like millionaires who still owe SARS a large amount of tax, which is the money that you need to pay back to the guys who print the thing. So everybody is caught up in this thing. It's just that which level are you in? So I don't think that we're here on earth to just run this stupid thing, because everything is really about the money.
Bro, like everything is about money.
It is.
And forcing out these people that developed the system, they didn't think like the new ways of excluding people from the system. There are so many now. That's why I didn't get it when abantu bazoyenza lento ukuthi like the reason why we can't save people's lives is imali ayikho. So it's bedlela, for example. So you can't get an operation done because you don't have medical aid. It's like the person is about to die, but now they don't have money, then they can die. Like it just took away the human element to it.
And lento le angenayo is something that someone said has value. And with that
and
point,
Nazi we are hypocrites as other humans. We go to that's
right. Why don't you have a man? Meanwhile, it's not about that.
It's uncalled for, bro.
It's you as a doctor, you have the skill to save the person,
but you rather not.
But you will not, cause imali,
and you can't get arrested for that.
That's like murder to me. It is. So this thing is really, it's mind blowing. It is mind blowing. And you look at, so this is what happens, how I look at it at times. Like you get all these people who might have like a nice house, a nice car, nice whatever, and all those things are owned by the bank. And the way that society is set out now everybody wants that nice house, wants that nice car, wants that nice whatever, so that the banks can give out more loans, because people actually go to the bank and take loans so that it can fit in this lifestyle. So it keeps getting worse with the social constructs that we create. So we have this thing of you have to be a certain way, and that just gets the people that are printing the money even more richer.
Yeah.
You know, it's something to look into. As much as you have to survive and balance out and be a functioning human being in this world, but like you have to search deeper within yourself, because this shit is a circus. It's a circus.
I really don't know. Like as we're talking about this, and I'm worried. Like I feel like we have cracked this thing.
Yeah.
Bro,
and maybe we're really gonna disturb the peace. Like if it was to be seen.
It's crazy. You manje kade bekhuluma ngale Shandisi who's this guy? JFK.
John F. Kennedy spoke the truth.
Spoke the truth, bro. And we don't know about these people. Most people don't know about these people.
Yeah.
And how this thing interlinks with like spirituality and you having to be more aware and conscious is that these things are all over. Like people trying to tell you about these things, because there's this one song, Rick Ross, where he speaks about JFK, but if you don't listen, you won't get it.
So it's from the track Freemasons.
Yeah, so if you don't listen, you won't hear it. You won't even hear the word JFK, so you won't be able to look it up, so you won't know what he stood for. So if you're more aware, you're most likely to look deeply into those things. And I feel this is how we got here. Being aware and just looking deeper into things, because you won't find them on like television, you won't find them anywhere. That's how the system has been created. It ties in with a lot of shit. A lot. Cause
this is some funny shit.
It's insane.
It's insane, bro. And I was thinking, while I was watching this, I'm thinking to myself, how do you go about like trying to figure out, not for everyone, but for yourself as a person, because that's where you can start.
Yeah.
Because like this thing is basically global, so you can only start from where you are. And when you say like stop eating meat, it sounds stupid, but it's so connected. Like,
you see, the problem is that people don't know the past, that like where things started, like where money started, where things started, and then that's how you get to understand the system. How the system is put in play, how the presidents are put in play, how your ministers are put in play, you know, and how your daily life is structured and has been that so this system can function. So basically, they need to know what happened first before 1994 when they took over the thing, because that's what they focus on. But then it goes way back. That's
true.
Before you even had a president, how did you come about getting a
president
first? You know, the first one. You know, and then you can get to understand the system.
And back to gold, back to buttering.
Because now any into like now I understand why places like Africa would suffer the most.
Yeah.
Like a system is not even for us. Like it's so foreign. Like I feel like Leshandis, your president Nani, was just enforced to us and was just given to us, because I personally don't even think that our own president knows what's happening. Maybe
Yeah, man.
maybe the presidents that are in the G8 might know, but
Yeah.
like,
You know what's the funny thing? The funny thing is how school is structured. You know, they want you to remember some stuff and they want you to forget some stuff, but they teach it all.
Yeah.
So they are going to teach you about bartering and all of that. That is very important. They're going to teach you at a young age. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
told you, but that's what you need to know now.
Oh, wow.
But they teach that first
For
so
ba-
you can
yeah.
forget. But it's at the back of your head, but
you don't
it's-
really
it's-
look
it's
into
a
it.
blur. It's a blur, and then you don't go back. You
Yeah.
just
You
go
keep
forward,
learning.
and then you learn about that history now. That
Like,
the
why would anyone
the
do this?
chessboard that they're trying to create, where you have the ones in front.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's your daily lives. That's you guys, and then you have the kings and the horses, and then that's the government system. So you go under the bus so they can survive. You know.
And they do this thing of making you look at things as if buzzer trading are outdated now. Like
Yeah.
you don't need that anymore. Meanwhile, that is how things happened and they worked.
And the mental side of things, the good again. While we're here, they created a system. It says, okay, fine. Might as well just create some things that I'm here. Yeah, well, might as well imagine, and then let me create this, let me build this. It shows like we're actually humans. What are humans for? Kahle kahle.
Yeah,
They're
it's
capable
to,
of
it's
so
to
much.
create.
And
Humans are meant to create.
and
That's why you have
it
these
opens up
amazing things.
the universe thing, the world. We say, actually, all these things. It's either they've been here before, or because even in the movies like sci-fi and what decisions isn't khona la, but
Yeah.
zikhona
So
movie.
they've thought about it already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like everything already exists, and go with you meet it in different forms in different ways. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and it's so funny that some people can predict the future. Yeah, well.
What's what might happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what might happen. Like that type of shit, like in 2020,
So
whatever.
the second
Yeah, so
local
it's-
flying cars.
The possibility, yeah, well,
It
'Cause
thought already exists.
yeah. So it probably has happened before, like
Yeah.
like it's already there.
Yeah. So a land of it is really, it's really deep. Looking at the way that imali forces you to work to survive, and most working environments don't allow for creativity to happen. So now how can you be a co-creator or a creator in certain environments that hinder your creativity? The fact that zikusetjenzelwa in buildings, fine, we need buildings, but in buildings there's no natural lights in some buildings. Apparently, like electronics, my TV affect your energy field, and you're less creative.
Yeah.
And these things you have to know how your body functions in order to understand how this whole thing interlinks and is set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the people that create systems are the people that are actually running stuff. So the person that created that whole money system is the person that's running stuff, and the person that created the whole hospital system, what system, I think it's like
Like I'm a
those-
department.
yeah, like those cartels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
each
nalapha
person who
on
has a system is on the cartel.
yeah.
So hospital system, if you're the one that actually created the whole thing, you call the security system, like the cops, the army, and that you are on the cartel. We created the teaching system, you're on the cartel. So are these people, are those people that create the whole system of the world. So
to function.
Yeah, to
I wanna-
function. So
but my trouble with that now is that like, and I think it's a interchanging thing, like it's a continuous thing. So it's system like kala khona last issue kind of back there. Engekho hospitality. Yabo, and kodwa
Yeah.
yaqala ukubheda lapho le move. Yabo.
Okay, kanjalo.
Yeah, yaqala ukubheda le move, but now then when you see ibamba kwi hospitality wese bebegulisile vela abantu. Yabo.
Ngiyakuzwa ukuthi
yeah.
uthini.
So kukhona
So our-
umuntu waleyo system there that is functioning that system
Yeah, ngiyayizwa
within
lento
the
eshoyo.
within the if it's a family within the family kukhona odid in the medical side of things. That
Nah, I
whole
mean
thing.
what I'm saying is I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gets to mean that there's a life before that. So I mean the system was already put in place
Yeah.
prior.
Zingakabi khona ibhedlela nani nani.
Before the umuntu azofaka. So I don't think the system is a thing of waiting.
Like
If we have a round table, for example, if we have a round table,
yeah.
it's about 6 kanji. Then hospitality comes and then like, oh, come in. Then ban comes, oh, come in.
Yeah, I get you. I think it just got worse. So fine, we've created the banks. Bonile kuleshani decided sibuku ukuthi ideas kept coming. So they give you
Yeah.
loans.
Yeah.
They give you loans for the just a basic loan. You loan your house, car, whatever. Then the credit card system came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's just how ideas, they are still creators as much as they use them for bad, but
Yeah,
they
exactly.
created
Yeah.
So
the
that's why
hospitals
I'm actually
thing.
going with, I think it's a negative energy thing more than anything.
They
Yeah.
just use their creativity towards negative things,
Yeah.
but it's smart ideas just towards negative things.
Yeah.
Because lente yama hospitals basically are a front for pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Basically, there's no need for them.
Yeah.
Unless if you're physically hurt, but like nje, and the masusu, if you go and follow the pharmaceutical system, it really goes up to the same people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
created the
understand
bank.
why you say.
The food and
The
stuff.
food and bank. So I think it's the same people
Yeah.
that keep coming up with new ideas as the world evolves.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You know, they just keep
Yeah.
coming up with new things. Cause like even now, I don't know much about the 5G thing, whatever. But like if it has anything to do with harming people, it's just a new idea they came up with as times go by.
Able.
Would-
Because the one minute thing is on the surface, like who would say, the fact that the government would give drugs to people, so would give cocaine to black people to make sure they fuck up themselves. This is like 19 band.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they fuck themselves over, so they become addicts. And it's like a new way. There's always gonna be a new thing, because it's just like, how the fuck does cocaine from Colombia successfully comes to
here.
the
Yeah,
USA,
yeah.
and you guys are so protective of everything, and like it manages to go through town, cities, whatever, and gets there safely to the people.
And you
For
smoke
them
it.
to distribute
Then you
it.
spend the whole lifetime chasing down drug dealers, and you never find them, but this is working perfectly for the system that is created.
Yeah. You know, it showed that you could control this when they shut down alcohol,
Yeah,
but you could get every other drug there is. So you could get any other drug except alcohol,
yeah,
and then people made their alcohol somehow.
yeah,
So they make a way to
well,
to get those things.
and this is on the surface. Actually, this is on the surface. Ukuthi vele mhlambe,
You know that yeast has that element of alcohol, of being capable of making alcohol, but you're gonna leave it on the shelves so the cycle can continue. But
But
but it's shown that it's capable of being stripped away completely. Without the yeast, they wouldn't have made an alternative. So it's just blocking all the alternatives
Yeah.
that there is, but they just leave them open.
yeah, this thing is crazy. Cause man, Jay, I'm looking at also the waves of things like. Kufika kube manje kune wave yewunga. You never look into where that new drug
Yeah.
comes from, cause now elokishini siphuma elokishini nje like a few days ago,
Yeah.
and iwunga is heavy, bro. How do people get their hands on iwunga? People on the lower end of the spectrum.
And it's perfectly structured, like the way it's packaged, the dosage, everything. It's the wasn't
It's
a
confusing.
large amount of iwunga at first. Mhlambe, you get it cheap, like you get like a whole thing. Like there's a certain dosage that is already in place. That this is enough to get you high, and then it starts from there, from being sold that.
So kufika
Kukhona
iwunga.
abantu abahlakaniphile behind zonke lezi zinto lezi.
So I really wouldn't be surprised if it's just part of a new idea. I'm going to know, let's get these parts of the world hooked on this. This part of the world hooked in this, so this can happen. This can, cause these interviews are really like upside down when you
I'm
look at.
I'm looking at
everything.
myself in a spiritual sense now, more than anything. Lee. Like that's the only side of me I really understand now.
It
Yeah.
is crazy.
Because even the Magtua, I don't become like the world's greatest whatever. But I now understand the system is everything is just like the fuck, bro. Like really, the Magtua was like on some stunting shit. It's like, for what? What are we fighting for?
It's
What is
One big
like,
red race.
what? For what?
So man, Jagger, when you really start to look into how you can take care of yourself and your spiritual self, you better understand ukuthi ubani, like what are you really here for?
Yeah.
And like what are you really trying to achieve? Because when you look at most of the things that you read about, and there's in zenze in order to raise your vibrations or to become like a better person, it's really things that the world needs. Because when you look into this other lady was talking like to balance out like your heart chakra, you just need to be a loving person.
Yeah.
Make peace, forgive yourself. Those are things that the world really needs. And when you look at all those things that you have to do as a person just so you can become a good spirit and be connected with your spirit so that you can move on to the next dimensions, it's things that are right for this whole chaos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense. There's no thing that tells you to do something that doesn't make sense. They don't tell you to hate another person or try to trick another person. It's all things like you must feel love, you must love unconditionally, you must be kind, you must eat the right things. It's everything that makes sense. And it would make sense why they don't want you to know about it.
And why they want you to be stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and ungasho fine, at first the first humans who really started the whole system were driven by negative, yeah, well, but then luckily over time, because as we are spiritual, as we are this big thing in this universe, we find a way of getting back, like of getting positive going again. Yeah, well, they find a way to crack the positive side of things, in as much as the negative was driven at some points. Yeah, well, so there are people who get in this whole thing. It's just stuck in already, but they find the good side and stick to the good side, good way of doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, good way of doing stuff, and then that's when you attract something balegi and more than everything, like stress. like in the depression. That's how you manage to calm yourself down, forget like all that shit, because you understand what you're here for.
It makes a lot of sense, because now it makes sense why I was looking at me and my little brother were looking at Erika Badu. Her house doesn't make sense in the normal world.
Yeah,
like it's full of trees, long grass. It really doesn't make sense.
It's not flashy.
It's not flashy for a person who's looking at things in a 3-dimensional way. And now that person, she's rich, bro. She is rich, but like riches are just for earthbound people.
Yeah, Nakona, that's the thing about the spiritual side, is that as you become that person, you get rewarded. You just get rewarded, because that's how easy it is, type of thing. And that's how powerful you are. Because you can just attract this wealth. And you just attract it, and then you go back, and then you get to live in your spiritual form. With all the money that you don't even know what to do with except good things.
Yeah.
So it's really something to look deeply into.
Then because of the energy, the negative energies now, they're trying to get to the money as well, but because they run out of energy, they need to take in and
oh yes,
why they understand the spiritual side of it. They understand what needs to happen, but to sustain themselves. That's why they're disappearing so much.
Yeah.
You know, to get that fresh energy, to get that disappearing and but when you really look into the spiritual side of things, it's a different story.
It makes
so when
a lot
you,
of sense.
you say with because some people
would look at it like that.
Negatively, but succeed or whatever. They're trying to dismiss
this whole thing
on this side. So, but then it's like, look at what the person does. Like, how do you get to that level? How many people do you sell out? How many people do you step on? And they are people who are capable of doing exactly that, but opposite of you. They're a good person. They don't eat other animals, like all that shit, and you become a full form. I don't even know, human at that point. With nature, doing what you're supposed to do, connecting with your higher self all the time. And you're visiting.
Because it's and le thing clearly ngiyacabanga ukuthi yazi, like one would say, if you are a good person but things aren't coming to you, like things like the riches, maybe that's not what you're attracting. Because when you understand like what you are as umuntu, maybe some would just want to attract peace, love, like those type of things, and then maybe that's why they don't have like $1 billion or whatever, because they don't look at things like that, maybe. And the people like all these billionaires that are accused of being involved in like child trafficking and all this shit, like it makes sense. They are just stuck here in this world, in the human body, because they got addicted to the riches. So now when you look at like the pure heart and the pureness of like a baby, you would understand what type of energy vibrations it gives off. So now taking that baby and trying to get its energy would obviously push you more up into whatever. So now you can attract more of these riches that you're already addicted to. But you as a person, you're just a lower vibration entity.
Lower entity.
Shit. Oh, that's insane.
So this thing is quite deep.
Yeah, and it explains a lot of things. Like it explains a lot of things, and really, like in Pilwen, you just come to a thing of waiting. No better. Why things gotta be so bad, bro?
Yeah.
Why things gotta be so bad? Yeah, well, why do people have to hurt each other? And everybody is aware, but ours with and you just go back to how don't you know that? Yeah, well, so, and when you really look at like how really complex the universe is, there are a lot of things that happen that you don't know anything about. So just like I want who can think about cartoons, but creating cars, about the animals, the animal kingdom, or the animals, they sticking well to their shit and they're functioning well. Like for sure, even monkeys or whatever, they're connected to whatever that we're connected to, the spiritual side of it, which they can think, which is this is a stick, I need to put this here. Yeah, well, so it's like they also manifest things. Yeah, well, they also do whatever that they do. Even lions, even no matter what, they manifest things as well.
Yeah.
So they are doing what we're doing, and when which they haven't. So you know, who would even have these things of where animals take over. Cartoons, not even cartoons. It's a book. Or Animal Farm.
Oh, okay,
Animal Farm, where Ilwane take over a band, and there are movies as well where Ilwane
like that.
All those things are really possible. Yeah, well, they're really if one can see it.
Yeah. Must has evolved enough.
Yes, because truly that's what just happened to us. And it makes sense.
And now you can have kettle and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You'd make sense.
Take over the
Shit,
less
yeah.
evolved.
And lawantu phela abantu baphuma with the hairy stuff, or even khoisan kahle.
Yeah.
We just become nature. Also when usuthi ufika kule form osiyona manje, but awufuni ukuhlanganisa nama-khoisan or nama-baboon uyahleka nje uthi ayibona yabo type of thing.
But it shows you how, if you're intact with nature,
we are one.
Yeah.
And you look into mfethu, the things that humans do, bro. They are that way with nature. Like yabo ukuthi
And akulungi.
You look at like animals, bro. As much as you can find animals fighting, that is natural. You will, it sounds silly, but you will not find an animal with a bottle of beer. Like something that is outside of nature so much that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. So that's why umhlaba wakhona is not dysfunctional like this.
Yeah.
They keep the basic things as what it is.
Running.
Yeah, bro. They reproduce. They feed themselves. They have to survive. They mate. Okay, this is very controversial, but
no.
I shouldn't say that.
Don't say controversial things right now.
Okay.
This video is already bad, bro.
Yeah, okay, but okay.
We've been discredited now.
They live according to nature. So now when you look at lezinto thina esizenzayo mfethu, it can't work out. It can't work out, and lento eyenzakalayo it seems like khona abantu asebe right, but wonke umuntu is going through some fucked up shit if you haven't worked on yourself.
I can't when I die, should they ever decide, or whenever I die.
Yeah.
Just know I went out good. It was nice. I figured it out.
Bro, why are you saying goodbye?
I don't know. That's how calm I am. Like I don't care. Like I really don't care, because
it's alright.
If this is what it is, do what? Chase the Lambo, get the Lambo,
and look, those things are coming.
I figured it out.
Those things are coming.
It's done, bro. The rest in the second victory level, trying to actually get more people to the know.
Yeah.
That's all that's left. But
Yeah.
yeah. I figured it out. So
And all you have to do is listen and do your research, and then you get to the know.
Bro, let's interface. It's amazing how it's out there so much. You just don't see. So it goes to prove ukuthi not seeing the truth or what is actually happening is just a state of mind. Because man, like some of the rap songs, they were talking about these things. Go 2010, go 20 ban. So the information was there,
And
but
it's
we
endless.
couldn't see at the time.
Yeah.
So I would understand a person who looks at these things or hear these things and just thinks, it's just because what is actually happening.
Nah, I think we did notice at some point, but then it wasn't shown to us in a way that we see it now. So the way it was shown to us, there was these videos that were going around, and it said the triangle in the eye, Illuminati, and stuff like that. So you didn't really know.
You didn't look into it.
Yeah, you didn't look into it, but.
And plus, the Illuminati shit, they confused you.
That's what I was about to say.
Confused you.
People know about the eye, but now part of the system is reversing this shit to the fact that you look at these things as evil.
Yeah.
There is no evil.
There is no evil. When you look into it and see what it means, there is nothing evil about it. It's just good.
And it's like Yabove, so the people who created the shit are really smart, and they have understood the body, the mind, the psychology. Umuntu, you only fear the unknown. So when they put that eye and triangle in front of you, you don't know what it is. You will fear it. You don't want anything to do with it. So you just leave it like that. You don't want to look into it. It's fine. It's evil. It's just there, which is the unknown, and you fear that. And that shit is smart.
Yeah, and then they get you to live in polarity.
And it's so funny how when you actually read the books, they actually get to reverse so many things regarding the system. You can reverse with your health, with your money situation. You are reversing all the shit they're trying to get you in. We are Puma, we are Puma.
Yeah.
And Uber rights, you like Uber credit.
You're fine.
Yeah, and heal your lineage.
And the most important features in the inside, like how do you feel in the inside? Grand.
Right.
It's really all about you and making sure good grand ngaphakathi. And what can you do for the next person? What is it? I was thinking now, guys, like, as evolution was happening, humans got smarter, so that's how we have like livestock, so we're controlling animals and all that. But now I'm looking at humans now. So you know how there's this thing that was trending now of the social distancing event thing.
Yeah.
The people were put in like cages. In different cages.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and now it really goes in line with like when you look at ikapu noma inkomo zifakwa kuma cage maseke wena mhlawumbe uyayithenga or whatever. So the system right now with this whole social distancing thing, they are really controlling us like
sheep,
livestock and sheep, like that, like
hectic.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, all moving in the same direction.
And it's because they are smarter.
Yeah, they're
the
quite
same
smarter.
way.
Shit.
The same way we are smarter than animals, you would say. But now they're reversing the shit to treating you like animals. And when you look at the core of why you're at the event, most of the time, not everyone, it's because of alcohol. And alcohol is not even part of your natural consumption or things that you should be having. So it goes to show, Guti, the habits of the things you consume can attract other habits
Yeah.
that cause you to be blinded even more. And that shit is insane.
Everything is made to keep you in the system.
That shit is just insane. So we really just need to
Okay.
look deeper into ourselves as people. Because in fact, so people wake up in the morning. On Thursday, I was taking my mother to the clinic. Exen, keep busy. 4 o'clock, kabanda. People are already busy. People are working their asses off, bro. Samples will shy 100 rand ngalolo suku lolo. And when you understand the power you have as that person and what you can create for yourself, you wouldn't be doing that.
It's freaky.
And this shit
Yeah.
is so deep, bro.
It's deep. It's deep. We have like 5 minutes left.
But then there's just to create your own system. That's the best way of living life, is that you create your own system. Like a system that's already created by someone else is only going to make that someone else happy. And you can only make yourself happy by creating your own system that will work well with you. You know?
Yeah. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
It makes a lot
So
of
if you
sense.
work in a department store, you have to follow their instructions because it's their system and they are going to be happy, and you won't like where you're working and you won't like some things about it. But then if you create your own system, you can do as you please.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It actually explains the thing of do what you love.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what happens. But you interpret it on the surface. And then that's the thing about 3D, that everything is not on the surface. There's a lot of layers. So imagine when you do what you love, social layer, just create your own system.
Yeah.
Because there's a poem out of the system.
That is
to
so
be a
true.
billionaire, you must do what you love. Don't chase the money.
Yeah.
That's like the easiest way of
Of
telling your
telling-
boss the one
Bro.
you fucked us over. It's the easiest way. But then so you can actually, it's
Just-
like,
And you start stressing and panicking. What do I love? What do I love?
Do what you love. The money will come. I'll call.
Yeah.
I'll call. Because they have fucked you so much.
Yeah.
You think that
And you want a system that's already in play, and
Yeah.
that will not.
for
It won't
sale,
make you happy.
It won't
To be
play out
safe.
well. It's just debt and
I'm never
a whole
going to
lot of
work,
debt.
bro. I'm never going to work. I'm not putting up with this shit. Fuck you and your McDonald's, bro. Like,
Bro,
yeah. The feds are watching.
I'm sure.
fuck them too, bro. Ha ha. The shine is not good, bro. It is not good.
That's insane.
Damn, they fucked us over.
And okay, unfortunately, first okay, exactly, and I fully understand now why. Cause Pella, you will not see these things if you're eating the incorrect things,
Yeah, because
Come on.
bro.
block your third eye.
And now when you just say stop meat, stop artificial foods, Ngati, you're fighting the duality that you've been given of fat and tiny.
Come
It's
on.
not even that.
It's the world of duality, bro. If people can stop seeing things,
It's not
in
that,
3D.
bro. Yazi ngade ngilalele nje.
Multi-dimensional.
It's a lot. Ngilalele lo mdide, who are you watching? Was it Dr. Sebi in or ban? But there's something we listen to. Ekhuluma ngokuthi ke, like there's natural things are just natural. So now when you now have the shandi soguti, something that you're having that's natural or whatever has ingredients.
Oh yeah.
Ama ingredients ani. Cause if it's natural, it's natural. Like what are ingredients? Like where do you take that yin leyo manje, like
Yeah.
why aren't you having that thing, that natural thing? If it's a cabbage, it's cabbage. Why are we merging things? Why will you wanna have a vegetarian chocolate bar or whatever? Like, it's either you want cocoa or you want carrots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why do we now have ingredients that, if you look into gamma ingredients, that's where they fuck you up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's where they fuck you up.
And that is just like, whoa.
Shit.
And Yabo Shandi's first, they are really achieving it. Yabo with the propaganda, they are achieving it. But Yabo Shandi's, and now we were talking with Sam Ford. Leshandis in Fesu yokushuta ukudla. That is where it's at.
Yeah.
They want you to take pictures and make ukudla or unhealthy to trend. And if you're still gonna look at this on like level yasemhlabeni, it might come across as mhlambe you are hating on people taking food pictures or whatever. But like they'll make it popular for you to have a fat juicy steak in front of you, so that now I will go and have the fat juicy steak, so I'll be relevant in the society.
Just so you can borrow money from the bank, just so you can go to work, just so you can do all these things that will somehow lead to you borrowing money and spending money.
Bro,
you don't imali emhlabeni, you don't have to have it. Like you don't have to have your work type of thing. Like most you worth 150 million, you don't have to have it. That's your asset. So no one really has the full control over the system. You can dodge it. Like you can pass by it.
Nah, you still pay tax.
Yeah, but you still pay tax.
Still pay tax, yeah.
But God it's put in place because I got to overcome it.
Yeah.
So it's really it's a culture we've created, and it just presses you down to the extent first ukuthi umuntu, okay, not now, okay, but umuntu ohlamba posta nama veg nana, people won't pay much attention to that because it's not trendy.
Post a steak
and trends come and go, bro. Trends really come and go. Mawuzobuka kahle khona ishandi sezifika ezihamba izibuye ezihamba. And if you don't know yourself, like what you are, who you are, what makes up a good body, you will go with the trends. You'll keep swinging.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that on the best athletes are on a vegetarian diet, which goes to show that your body functions best when it's on plant-based stuff. So that's what you need. That's what you can live on.
This thing confirms a lot of things.
And that's what's gonna get you at your best, but you won't see it, and because you can only justify the other things by that they're nice. That's all. But like, what's more important, like you functioning at your best self or eating nice stuff? So I think that comes from there. Like the decision comes from there. Is that it's nice stuff or the best you?
It's a lot, bro.
I think we should end it.
Yep, I'm cool with that. There's too many things to talk about as well.
Yep.